Well, joining us now on Encounter is Sister Rose Pacatte, Director of the Pauline Center for Media Studies in California, and we thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you very much, Kevin. Lovely to be here.
For those who might not be familiar with the Pauline Center for Media Studies, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. We started it actually here in Boston in 1995, but moved it to LA because there's no snow in LA. You know, snow kind of is a detriment to people getting to you. But the purpose of the center is to train people in media literacy education and integrating that into faith formation so that we teach people to question the media that's around them and our representation in the media. And then since so many young people are moving into media, you know, then what kind of media will they make in the future? So this is for parents, teachers, clergy, religious, to work with the people with whom they share faith to become critical consumers of media.
And I know you're a film blogger as well, and maybe if we could talk a little bit about film. Why did that strike you, or when did it strike you to be more involved in sort of reviewing films?
It wasn't my fault. I just want you to know, it wasn't my fault. No, what happened was when even before I got to California, I was working with this priest on a series of books called Lights, Camera, Faith. And that got the attention of this young man who was promoting films, mainstream films to the Christian community. So I got involved doing some writing and reviewing, must have been around 1999 or 2000. And then in 2002, I moved to California. And a few months later, I get this call from St. Anthony Messenger in Cincinnati. And they said, you know, our film reviewer is retiring. What do you think about becoming our film critic? And I thought a minute, and I went, okay. And he goes, don't you want to think about it? I said, I just did. So I've been reviewing for them since 2003. Okay. And then in 2009, I started with the National Catholic Reporter as well. Okay. It's great fun.
Yeah, and you mentioned in the Pauline Center too, and media studies, how film. Maybe if you could talk about the impact of films and you know what it can do to, I guess, society and people's idea of society as well.
Well, you know, sometimes we ask the question, does the media make us, or do we make the media? And actually, it's kind of a dynamic of both, because when they make films or television shows, if they don't connect with us, we won't watch them. So, but meanwhile, they also tell us who we are and who we ought to be. They're very, I guess you could say, we can aspire. You know, they're aspirational in some good ways, and then sometimes some not so good ways. But I think the films that work the best are the ones that challenge us, that maybe afflict our comfort and comfort us when we're afflicted. Yeah. I think those are the best films.
And there's so many different types of films out there. And I know recently there have been a lot of Christian films, you know, and I was wanting to get your take on that too. Is this something that we're going to be seeing a lot more of? Is this a good thing to have in the sort of craziness of Hollywood, I guess?
Well, as long as they make money, they will be there. Yeah. You know, that's the test. Ben-Hur, we're taping this early, but Ben-Hur will have been out already when this airs, I think. Yeah. And Ben-Hur was a Christian novel by General Lew Wallace, published in 1880, the book. And this is the third or fourth incarnation of the film. Yeah. And it works. I think it works even for a secular audience. But it is a tale of the Christ, even if it's not in the, but it's big. It's epic. So we'll see. I think the stories have to be good. Yeah. It's when the stories aren't germane or organic to who we are as human beings and as believers. I think, you know, that's when they don't work. You know, you can have a film about Christians that works a lot better than a film that wants to hit you over the head with being a Christian. Yeah. Those films are not really films, they're Sunday school. Yeah. And I don't really care to review them because it's agony for me. They're not good movies.
And there was a good movie that came out a couple of years back, maybe a little bit more, but it was a great pilgrimage movie too, The Way, with Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez. And you had written a retreat guide for it, and I wonder if you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. When The Way came out, you know, it just lends itself to the journey of Lent for me. So about 5 years ago, I wrote a 5-week retreat, and we did it at our media center. People came every week, and it worked so well because we'd show, well, first we show the whole film, and you need a license. You have to be legal about these things. And then we would show a couple of chapters every week, and then we developed some questions for reflection. And we did it in English and Spanish at our parish. It was the very first time they ever had a bilingual event at the same time. And it worked so well. So we want to come out with this in Spanish. But this is published with Amazon. And the funny thing is, it's really a glorified handout with a nice cover, just so you know. But it's really a wonderful film. It's going to last forever. It doesn't get old because of the whole idea of the Christian journey, of starting maybe from a good place and then, you know, falling into a low point in your life. He lost his son in the movie. And then, you know, to journey. And who we meet on the journey is also important, because God speaks to us. And as St. Ignatius says, we can find God everywhere. I have a niece who's on the Camino right now.
Oh, that's
33 years old, walking it by herself. Yeah.
We're just about out of time, but I just wanted to expound on that a little bit too. How important or how great it is to have a film like The Way, where it's a good movie and it has a great message, and you can work with that and talk to people about it.
Well, you know, I think the best thing about The Way is that it didn't try to have a message.
Yeah.
It tried to tell a good story.
Okay. Yeah.
See, and I think we try to sometimes save ourselves or give ourselves permission to watch films because, it has a good message. I used to do that. Yeah. And then I started saying, oh no, it's a story. It's a good story. It really involves me and it touches me and moves me, or maybe it upsets me, but somehow it engages me. Yeah. And I want to do something good, or I want to act on something that movie has made me feel.
Well, thank you so much, Sister
You're welcome.
Rose, for being here. And if people want to find out more about the Pauline Center,
sure, they can go to bemediamindful.org.
Great. Thanks so much for being with us.
Sure.
We're going to take